Hello, everyone. So I want to piggyback off of what Bob was talking about yesterday and really delve into fixing flight shopping, connecting price and picture. Why is it still like this? There is nothing else in our lives that we buy this way. It's not just the screws that he showed yesterday, but a hammer, shoes, even gasoline will promote Techron and all these other things. Just looking at price and schedule does not help. Even the filters here are sort of not particularly useful when you want to understand deeply and better the products that airlines are offering. We submit should look more like this. You should, at a glance, be able to know what kind of amenities are on your flight. You should have a sense of the most common fare restrictions and baggage rules and things like that are relevant to you. And you should, of course, be compelled to upgrade your offer with rich media, including photos and videos and easy to understand iconography. So, for your consideration today, Routehappy Hub. Yesterday, Sharon talked a lot about the what and the why and the who. We're going to talk now about the how. So in all cases, we have to look at the content, whether it's the airline's own media, ATPCO data, that has to be ingested, and then of course targeted relevantly by aircraft, by time, by route, by cabin, by fare, and it has to be delivered. It has to be delivered easily in ways that all sorts of integrators can ingest. It has to be delivered in ways where you can pick who gets what content and you can customize those offers. We're going to get into this now in more detail. Two content formats to discuss. One, UPAs, Universal Product Attributes, and UTAs, Universal Ticket Attributes. So let's jump into UPAs. Our data sources here, of course, airline media, airline style guide. This is airline merchandising content. So really talking about all those products at the airport, on your flight, to talk about the right experience, the right service, and the right product, targeted as you'd need it to target. Breakfast and breakfast time, the lounge at the right airport. There are all sorts of offers we could talk about. Virgin Australia has free beer on flights between 5 and 7 o'clock between two city pairs. Really interesting information to put in front of shoppers. So, step one, organize the airline's media. So here we have Air Canada's premium economy seat on the 787. Get that into the gallery in Routehappy Hub. Create the copy. We standardize the hairline. Standardize the headline. Pamper yourself with a larger seat. Have a description that's relevant, that really makes that piece of media compelling, and make that really clear and concise for shoppers. Step two, target it. So we want a standard categorization scheme, again, so that distributors can integrate it. We want to make sure it's showing up for the right fares, for the right cabins. There may be effectivity dates, there may be other targeting rules. In this case, it's specific to one type of aircraft, but it could be O&D, route, or however it needs to go. Another part of targeting, of course, with our partners at ATPCO, we can add optional subcodes. So as those are fed, in this case, the premium seat, offered to match whatever's going on the pricing side of the equation. And step three, authorized for publication. This content needs to get out there. Airlines need to be able to control it. So you want to be able to control it not just by channel, but specific UPAs for specific companies, specific categories of UPAs, certain UPAs up front. Think about corporate channels differently than leisure. Think about your own channels differently than indirect channels. That's UPAs. Content type 2 is let's make this ticket information digestible, accessible, understandable by consumers. So how do we do that? UTAs are ticket attributes turned into merchandising content. We want to be able to have comparison grids, checks, X's. We want to make this information easy to understand at a glance. Our data sources are, of course, ATPCO and airlines. And our first step is to take that data, normalize it category by category, airline by airline. The people in this room will understand that 050 basic seat, not available, means I can't get it in the lowest fare class, and I can get it in the higher one. Our moms, our dads, our friends, people generally don't understand that. So we want to take all that data complexity, clean it, normalize, ingest it, so it becomes really understandable by consumers. So step 2, make it very clear that in this case, seat selection in Tango means you get your seat assigned at check-in, versus in Flex, it means you can pick that seat at any time. And of course, the content has to be translated. So lovely Canadians get it in French, our friends in Asia get it in simplified Chinese, Malay, Thai, whatever language it needs to be translated in, that layer is also there as well. Step 3, make that content bite-sized. By that, I mean you have to have standard categories. This is not everything. This is not everything that RM people do. This is, though, the things that permit some at-a-glance decisions. So all the normal contracts of carriers, the really granular data that drive those rules are still going to do what they do, but we want to make it so that all your sales points, the little OTAs, the large metas, the corporates, the TMCs can really understand and use this information in a way that can influence their decisions. This industry does a wonderful job making price as precise and as useful as it can be, but we want to make this information understandable so that we can make better decisions about what we're buying. Last step, get that content out there. This content needs to be easy for distributors to do, and it's not just a handful of big ones. It's OTAs, metas, it's better banner ads, it's better SEO campaigns, it's content optimized for media versus desktop, mobile versus email. Any way that content needs to get out, we will match it and get it back out. And there are examples of this today. GDSs are using it. Airlines as well are using it to drive upsell again to the right. Better media in the higher offer. Metas, not just in the US, but around the world, are using this to make decisions in real time about what's available on a specific flight. And I hope you have questions because we're here this afternoon. Come say hello. Bob, Jonathan, Olivia, David, and Seth.
Well done. Well done. Thanks very much. Okay, a couple of questions for you. Well done. Good pitch. At first blush, you would look at Routehappy and say this is a CMS. We all have CMSs. What differentiates Routehappy?
So there are a lot of great CMSs out there. Mm-hmm. We see ourselves as far more than a CMS. CMSs are great at just organizing media. In this case, you need to not only have the media organized, you need to target purposely for flights, so again, by all those targeting rules we talked about. Mm-hmm. And it needs to be in a standardized format, not just by whoever owns the CMS, but so that the entire industry can have standard sizes to put the photos in, standard character counts for those headlines and descriptions in a way that flight shopping is actually done today.
Okay, interesting. So do you have competitors? Are there other entities doing this in the market today?
I'd say our biggest competitor is inertia, just simply the time it takes to do this. The second one is just everyone building their own thing. So there are initiatives that certain companies have. Slap a photo here, throw an icon there. Right. That stuff exists. Mm-hmm. The problem with that is if everyone has to put everything in their own system, the content gets diluted and it's pictures of the outsides of airplanes, and we already know that stuff doesn't work.
Right, and again, one of the things that ATPCO is excited to be working with Routehappy on is a common standard that everybody can use, right? Decommoditizing the product in a way that allows airlines to be able to present themselves.
Yeah, we believe doing that really is value additive. It just opens up all sorts of new products and services.
So there is a company who does this for hotels, right? Leonardo.
Yeah.
And there's a couple actually.
Yeah.
But Leonardo provided value add on top of that, right? They actually certify that those images are correct, and they deal with anybody saying, hey, that's a photo I took and I want to sue you for usage rights. Do you guys manage that?
Yeah, so there are some analogies there. So number one, all the media we have is airline provided, airline voice, airline style guides.
Right.
We do work closely therefore with airlines to make sure it's the right copy, the right media, the right asset. And for those claims and that content type, airlines decide who gets it. So we've kind of fixed that problem. Mm-hmm. For the amenities, it's data that we research, we curate, and it's just quite factual.
Right. But if an airline uses your system and an image comes up that somebody approaches the airline on saying, hey, that's my image, you guys look after that.
Yeah, we work with the airline replaces the image, which is better than what exists today, where airlines release an image out and then they don't know where it goes.
Right.
Changed once in Routehappy, it's then changed anywhere at the point of consumption.
Great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.